Alright guys, what's going on? This is actually Godsload on behalf of Explicit Gaming Unlimited and Before the War Gaming. This glitch is essentially after the patch notes. They announced in the patch notes that the only way to actually clear the scene is to have every player in the game officially cross the bridge with the sword. So what we're going to be using is kind of a glitch that still exists and actually going by the patch notes. So what you're going to do is you're going to find two people that you can actually send across. Preferably hunters, that way they can actually go camo once they go over there, but if you have a titan as well, that works because they can throw a bubble shield. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to activate this as normal. Go ahead and have one person on each totem and have your two players ready to go to send over there. Make sure that your totems are covered at all times if you have the bridge up, or you will get the Annihilator totem and you will all die. But whenever you are ready to kill the gatekeeper, you make sure that all your totems are covered. You send one person over to actually kill the gatekeeper that's over there. You have to make sure that the gatekeeper dies, or else he will just stay over there. And what you're going to want to do is, once he's actually over there, he can continue to kill the acolytes and the knights that spawn and stuff like that. Just make sure that he stays alive. If he does die, it's not necessarily dooming, because you can send the next guy up and have him revive the guy that's up there. But once you actually send the next guy, and we'll go ahead and wait till this is at that part. But essentially the glitch that still exists are there's boxes in the back where the actual sword bearer comes out, and if you actually stand up on top of those boxes, it's still considered out of bounds. So the game technically thinks that the only players that are in the game are the two players that have already crossed and are sitting on the totems on the other side. Since the bridge does not have to be up, just the totems have to be covered, what you're going to do is, once you have your two players across, you're going to send everybody else that's in the game back to the back, jump up on top of the boxes, and technically that's out of bounds area. So technically the game thinks that all the players have crossed, and their new patch will technically take effect, and the ogres will come out on the other side. The only stipulation to this is, and we've tried it on both, when we tried to res, it instantly kills you, and when we try to send everybody to the back and come out, the Annihilator totems on the other side light up and kill everybody. So this actually worked quite well the first time around, as you'll see. Two players are across now on the other side, so we're going to send everybody on ours back, and since there is a player that is dead, we're not going to have to worry about him, because obviously he's dead, so he's not actually in the game. So we're going to send everybody back here to the out-of-bound boxes, jump up on here, and usually it only takes a few seconds, and then it'll actually register that technically everyone in the game, because we're on the out-of-bounds area, is down or across. And since those two people are across, once we actually come out here, you'll see all the thralls, all the acolytes, everything are completely gone. It despawned just like the previous glitch, except with this glitch there are players on the other side, so it is saying that the ogres can come out now, because all players have crossed with the sword, which is what was in the patch notes, and which is what we actually thought of this idea for. So once we actually go here, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to have both of your players stand on totems across on the other side, have everybody else provide sniper fire from these little pedestals that are actually provided. The main thing that you need to keep in mind is you need to at least have one person stay alive on the opposite side to step on those totems. We found that when one person is dead, you can still just have one person step on your totem, and it will still work. The only stipulation to that is, once the lights start going red when the ogres come out, if no one steps on the totem, the Annihilator totem will run and everyone will still die. It's the same as kind of doing a wipe. You'll see here in a minute, when these guys start coming out, the ogres that is, that the lights will go red. That means that, like I said, if the Annihilator totems are about to go, that's their little way of trying to patch it. If you're all on the one side, you have to step on those or the game will end. So just have everybody essentially give as much cover fire as you can. That way your guys on the other side don't die. It is a lot of little guys, so as long as they're hiding or just kind of, providing fire, once they get over there, they can also jump on top of the totem. We've kind of seen that works as well, but if you actually see him on the right, he's actually hiding in a cubby hole. He's not on the totem at all. He's just waiting for it to glow red, and then he's going to jump in it. And since the ogres come out, they do have a couple seconds before they start glowing red, and they're starting to do it now. He jumps into the actual totem ring while we're shooting that ogre, and then they go back blue. So they are showing that there's a person over there, and that we actually are doing what they're intending us to do, which is protect those totems that are over there. So there's still one guy down. As you see, he's not protecting the totem, and yet it still worked. That just means there just has to be one person over there, but as long as the game registers that all players have crossed, and that's because we're in that out-of-bounds area, then it does send out the ogres, and actually gets ready for you to have the prize. And then you're going to see the next ogre is going to come out on the left, and he's still down. We kill that one, and we get rewards. This is post-patch, This is the patch where we also get prizes for the killing the EU. And also what we're going to go ahead and show you, if you haven't already found this out, just kind of a little bonus on the end of the video, is how to get that second chest. It's actually a lot easier than you think as well. You just mainly need a hunter or just people who are going to completely run all the way to the back while people shoot that shrieker. It is definitely a plus if you have Gallahorns or any kind of strong rocket launcher, as those shriekers kind of go down relatively quick with those. You just mainly want to have somebody hauling ass all the way down to the end. That way they don't get killed by the shrieker. Preferably, like I said, a hunter, because I can go camo. That way the shriekers don't touch me at all when they're actually shooting. But as long as you're at the door when the shrieker blows up, those shrieker bullets won't usually come for you. As you see, that one's down. Shrieker bullets are flying around. They're not going to touch me because you're camo. They're not also going to touch you as long as you're close and you can get by. If one player does end up dying from it, it's not a total loss. As at least one person can totally get to the other side. This door does start closing the minute you actually enter that, so you have to completely make a run for it and then just get by the door, and there's the chest. Once you're through, go ahead and activate the gate right here, and it'll open up for everybody else to get in, and this is a chest that stays up for approximately like 5 minutes or so. You can always switch to your other characters, and it'll spawn you at the beginning as long as someone's there to revive you. Thanks.